Okay, this is negative exponents, and we're going to show you how to use other laws of exponents to figure out negative exponents. So here we go. If we have 3 to the 4th power divided by 3 to the 6th power, you know that 3 to the 4th divided by 3 to the 6th, we're supposed to subtract those exponents, and we get 3 to the minus 2. So we know it must be 3 to the minus 2, following that first law, the second law of exponents there. When you divide two things of the same base, you subtract those numbers. Well, let's just look at it, what it looks like with numbers. 3 multiplied by itself 4 times over 3 multiplied by itself 6 times. 3 to the 4th divided by 3 to the 6th. Well, we know that this 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 divided by 3 times 3 times 3 just equals 1. That's why there's a 1 there. All the 3's cancel, those 4 3's cancel, and you're left with 3 times 3 in the bottom, 3 squared. Well, that means that 3 to the minus 2 and 1 over 3 squared must be the same thing. And what we're going to end up with is a big idea. The exponent law for negative powers, and a to the negative n equals 1 over a to the positive n. So that's the big idea. If you have anything to a negative power, it's 1 over that same base to the positive power. A and b are integers. You can't use 0. This stuff doesn't work. And n is a whole number. Okay, let's look at some examples. So 5 to the minus 2 must be 1 over 5 to the positive 2, and 5 squared is 25. 5 to the negative 2 is another way of writing 1/25. 3 to the negative 5 must be 1 over 3 to the 5th power, and 3 multiplied by itself 5 times is 243. Okay, if we have 1 over 5 to the minus 3, what does that mean? Oh, well, let's just look at that 5 to the minus 3. What if the negative's in the bottom? Well, that must be 1 over 5 to the positive 3. Well, we've got a fraction in the bottom of a fraction. We're supposed to invert, tip, and times. 1 times 5, we just get 5 cubes. The 1's canceled there. So 1 over 5 to the minus 3 is 5 to the positive 3. So if I have a negative power in the bottom, it can just jump to the top and become 5 to the positive power. Hey, that's good to know. What about this one? 3 over 7 to the negative 1. Well, to the negative power means 1 over 3 to the 7 to the positive 1. But if we tip in times, it's just 7 over 3. Now, whenever you see a negative power, you can just turn that fraction upside down and put it to the positive power. So if that was minus 2, it'd be 3 squared over 7 squared. I just said something wrong. I'd have to tip it upside down first. It'd be 7 squared over 3 squared if that was a negative 2. You have to invert it and then put it to that power. And that's it. I hope that helps. We got a bunch of questions to work on to help us understand negative exponents a bit better.